Hi guys, CeeChronicles here. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a first timer on this channel, I post fragrance related content and would very much appreciate it if you did consider subscribing. To those who are returning, thank you so much for the continued support. Welcome to an Armaf magnificent fragrance review. Okay, magnificent, not as in magnificent the video, but they have a range called magnificent and it comes in this packaging. This is how it looks opened. They have a third one. What I have today is magnificent Homme, and then I have magnificent Perfume. Okay, but they do have a third one. The reason why I don't have the third one is that one is in the same vein as the Dior Sauvages. The bottles from this range look like they are spray cans, but they are actually bottles. So that is just Armaf's creativity. This is the close-up, okay, of magnificent Perfume, and I'm going to spray it on my arm here and obviously tell you my thoughts. Now, this fragrance opens up with a berry blast. The emphasis on this fragrance is going to be on the raspberry, guys. If you love raspberry, sweet, jammy, juicy, this is what you're going to get. The raspberry also works together with a blackberry. The mix in this fragrance is obviously going to tick the boxes for anybody who likes fruity fragrances. But when I say berry blast, when I say fruity, this to me is not like a juvenile type of fruity. This is grown fruity. This comes across to me as a fragrance that a well put together, organized, classy woman would like to smell like. So the prominence, of course, is going to be on the fruits, but there is a rose in this fragrance. The rose then interprets as a jammy because of that raspberry emphasis. Remember, I said it has a berry blast there, kind of like a raspberry doing the most. So the thickened raspberry then makes the rose interpret as a jammy. That is what you expect from this fragrance. A DNA that is a bit in the same vein as Oud Maison from Montao, without necessarily being a clone. Okay, I just get wafts off. And when I say Oud Maison, let me say something about that fragrance. That fragrance is called Oud Maison, but the oud is not ouding. So don't expect an oud from this fragrance. I'm just giving you, the likeness there in terms of DNA, that if you put your nose on that fragrance or you wanted something within that fragrance family without necessarily being an outright copy, then this is definitely a fragrance that I can recommend. It is also a fragrance I would recommend for gifting. It comes across as blind buy safe because the DNA, in as much as I'm not going to class as complex, is also not as common. Okay, so that mix of the berry blast, the fruits there, the juiciness there might make you think, oh, okay, then it's just going to be one of those synthetic fragrances. I do not get a synthetic tone, guys, out of magnificent Perfume. Emphasis is going to be on that rich fruity feel. I decided to bring it side by side with the masculine one because of the season that we're about to get into. I'm trying to make sure that I group fragrances instead of giving you one by one, in case you're already saving your coins to purchase different fragrances to give to different people as well as yourself. So magnificent Perfume is gonna look like this. So gonna spray this one on the opposite arm, okay, because on the other arm we already have the For Her. The one thing I can just say about this packaging is I wish they'd made it magnetic, because the fact that it's not magnetic, every time you press it there, it kind of like chips off some sides there. I just wish they had put like a magnetic top. So this one is marketed per Homme, but I can see this one also being a fragrance that women can totally pull off. So I'm going to use a percentage there when it comes to the per Homme-ness, when it comes to the masculineness. I get a fragrance that I'm going to class as 75% masculine. This has emphasis on the galbanum note right there at the top, and it is that note that's going to take your olfactory senses to like a forest setting, as though you're in a thick forest there and there is wafts of those green trees, but it's not necessarily a sunny day, it was just raining, and then there is like that greenness that you smell around you. That is what I get with this fragrance, but it's not off-putting. It is quite a busy fragrance in terms of pages. This is not linear. So in as much as it does open up with that galbanum note doing the most there, green, spicy, toned, aromatic even, it has undertones of like a woodiness there. And then it dries down, I think, with a double dose of a sweetness coming from the vanilla. And you're going to get way again in the dry down, something that's going to feel like an inclusion of coffee or even chocolate. So this is why I said this is one fragrance that is safe for both genders, because it doesn't really align itself outright as masculine. The masculine bit that I get from this fragrance is that aromaticness as well as the greenness and a touch of freshness there. But then there is that sweetness that weighs in the dry down, which is why I put that 25% provision, you know, for this fragrance to be one that can be worn by women if they want to wear it. This would make a great gift for anybody who loves fragrances. That's one, but that person must be well versed with a lot of different scents, because it does smell unique. It has a host of spices as well, but that greenness, you know, keeps popping in and out. And for some, that greenness is going to interpret as metallic, but what it just takes me to a forest setting. This is the mental shortcut, guys, I can give you with regards to Homme. You could gift this one somebody who is mature. It doesn't scream young to my nose, but at the same time it doesn't scream vintny. It is just a complex concoction there. So do take note that there's a lot that happens with this fragrance, but the greenness stays in there. It kind of pops in and out there, kind of like plays a I'm here kind of thing. Just when you had forgotten about that green tone, it's there. So that green galbanum is going to carry through, guys, with like a woody touch all through the way of this fragrance, but of course with a lot of pages. Whereas with this one, expect that jammy berry blast. That is the differences between the two. These ones don't smell like a continuation of each other, so you know you can totally purchase both as his and hers. They don't feel like one is an EDT or an extension of the other. These two are doing totally different things. This fragrance, if I noticed that some people say they get C out of this fragrance. C from Armani C. I do not get C at all. I get a fragrance, guys, that is closer to Oud Maison there, with a complexity in as much as it is fruity floral. This lasts all day. This lasts till the next wash. This you can wear all seasons. This is also summer appropriate, crossing over, you know, to other seasons as well. Leaves a trail. This particular one, you are going to get compliments from this one. This one also puts you in a scent bubble, you know, that is decent enough for anyone within a 3-meter radius to smell this fragrance off you. So that is what I had for you guys. 2 of these fragrances from Armaf. Magnificent Femme, which is for her, and then Magnificent Homme. Let's meet in the comment section where we obviously discuss more about fragrances. I'd love to know your thoughts on this range. Have you tried it? If you have tried it, drop it in the comment section what you think of it and whether my description is close enough to what you think of the 2 fragrances. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. Do turn on post notifications, guys, while you're at it. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this video, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.